Yeah, thank you very much, media houses. My name is Gabriel Deng, the State Minister of Information and Communications. I ask you to be in the ministry concerning the suspension of the Minister of Road and Bridges. And then the other thing was a response to that suspensions. It is very unfortunate that differing opinions have emerged online following Honorable Minister Achong Akot's dismissal of her suspension as fabricated and politically motivated, despite His Excellency the Governor having cited a specific reason to justify his decision. Now, when you look at all that has happened, you find that the governor acted because of inconveniences that have been happening in that ministry. The order was released on the 25th of August 2025 of suspending the Honorable Minister because of the following. Gross indiscipline and insubordination, including consistent failure to attend official duties in her office, Council of Ministers, and deliberate refusal to participate in the recently conducted Commissioners' Forum, where she was expected to make some presentation about road maintenance. What they have done what the ministry has done so far concerning the road maintenance. That was one. Then the second one, there was the time she went actually to Aweil North, of which is number 2, unauthorized seizure of asset for private use, specifically by taking what belonged to UNEP that was kept in Manila Coke after UNEP has completed the road work there. Now, Honorable Achok on that day, that was on Saturday, traveled here with his DG to Aweil North. There was no information from County Commissioner. There was no communication also between that community where these items are kept in Manila. Upon their arrival, they break all the padlock of those containers. She was able actually to fill one tipper with a lot of items that are meant for that community and for the state government. Usually, whatever that is, when the NGO has finished all the work, the things are reported to the ministry, and then the ministry is expected to brief the governor about the things that are there, itemized one by one. She has not done that. She went there herself and filled one tipper and his personal car. That is a pickup Land Cruiser. Upon arriving at 9 p.m. at night, there were individuals, about 25 motorcycles, following her from that community, from Manila. So for the fear of being harmed, the national security, including the CIDs, intercepted this information and arrived to the scene. After rushing before Malwilakong, they found her coming, and the individuals were chasing after her, trying actually to return their items. Now, the national security, including CID, decided that this truck of yours will be taken to the national security, and your car also will be taken there for scrutiny in the morning. So as for now, there is nothing we can do about this. Honorable Minister did not actually comply. She was saying that since she is the minister responsible, she has the right to take whatever that belongs to particular community after the completion of the road work. So that kind of interaction was very high, but CIDs were able actually to contain the situation. She has already agreed, she agreed by that time to let the Tifar remain in the national security premise, including his car. And then in the morning, his DG was asked to come and clarify the reason why they have to go to Aweil North on weekend and had to get here at night. So there was an issue to do with her being not mindful of the channel by which the thing can be taken, especially if there were ways of how to get those things to the state government. She went alone on the weekend, collect the things, and when she was asked to clarify why was she going there alone on Saturdays and had to bring the item at night, then she was unable actually to answer. So in the morning, the item were returned to Manilako, and her car was let to go or back to her. And then the Tifa, the owner of Tifa, was asked also to take this thing back to Manuel. There is an issue here that she is complicated. She is complicating the whole thing. This thing happened before the deputy governor formed another assets committee to go and collect. Recently, I was part of this, including her, and she has done this before the time we went. So the second time was the time we went, including her, and she has done this earlier. That is what she has done earlier. Our second going there was to talk to the community, to forgive her, and let move on to see what is left in the storage. So we went there, and the whole thing was cleared. So the government brought the things back to the state government, and they are kept at the Zarah, at the Zarah place. Now, concerning her complaint that this thing have been sold and they have been done, I can take the media, I can take you all, if you are willing, I can take you there, that we can open everything, show you individually to know that we have never interfered with those stuff. What governor was insisting was that we understand as the government that whenever the NGO has completed some kind of work, then they usually give all these items. They have to lease all the items that are supposed to be there, the one that's supposed to go to the state government, and the one that are supposed to go to the locals where the project has been carried out. Now, from there, the governor does not mean that any items that are left there by NGOs belongs to him. That was mischaracterization of the whole thing here. So governor was saying, well, there are people with no chairs here. We have to bring everything here. We do assessment, especially the Secretary General of the government, to do some assessment in most of the offices in order to give some chairs to the offices that are not having chairs, including some executive tables and some other things. We have fridge. The fridge that we have there, freezers that we have there, are not actually functional. We also have some pans that are wall pans. They are not working actually, but they are there. So that is the little misunderstanding of her confusing what she has done previously with the new committee in which she was included. And coming to number 3, that is misappropriation of 60 million. That is meant for public, I remember there has been an issue like this, but the governor decided to seal the whole thing. Why? Because the premise that we have just across Sigadit, there is a petrol station around there. That land belongs to the government. So the land was rented out for petrol stations, with the ministry tasked to ensure that the contract is well signed, the money is paid, and she had to bring the money to the church. This was the general agreement. She said, well, no problem. She took the whole thing, initiatives and all that all possible arrangements. From there, the money came, and she did not report any of this money to the government. It was realized that the money came, and that was 60 million SSP, and the amount was distributed by her. We don't know whom she has given money. We don't know. So when governor happened to us, she said that, well, because the ministry belonged to me, so I have to take charge, and there is no way you can intervene in such a thing. So there are so many things we can do with money at the ministry. So she did not specify the project that was done with that money. Until now, governor was stranded actually. He was actually looking at the project in which this money went through. So this is an issue here. So nothing was specified. The money was received. The receipt was there. The signatories were there. And whatever that was used, actually to how this money was used. Sold hundreds of liters of fuel provided by enemies. We have an issue here with our hair strip. Aweil hair strip has been, without renovation for some time. The request was made to enemies that if there is any way, enemies are our partners for development. So there was this kind of interaction between the state government and the UNIMIS to help the state government renovate the airstrip. Upon governor taking off for a mission in Juba, she actually decided to make renovations in the absence of the governor. I was also in Juba. That renovations did not appear to be the very best way we wanted to be at the government. So she wanted to the UNIMIS, was given 20 drums of liters to complete the renovation right there. Now, upon coming from Juba, and when we look at the condition of the renovation, it seemed that the upper layer was just removed by the HAS machine, and nothing like muram or gravel was actually lay on the top again. So when it rained heavily these few days, you could see a lot of water stagnated in the places where renovation is supposed to be done. Now that fuels was not efficiently used. It appeared in the market. The CIDs were able actually to apprehend her, saying that, why do you have to do this? And she said, well, the work is done and all of that. So there was kind of talking here and there. Then His Excellency, the governor, decided to say that, okay, guys, please, if she has completed the work and she is involved in all of this, we are going to sort it out administratively. So please let my minister be free. And this is the best thing. We should thank our minister for that. Because somebody doing you 3 favors and you really don't appreciate is something I can't tell about that. Because someone giving you a green light in most cases, allowing you to go free in the face of all these things that are not supposed to be done by the minister. Honorable Minister of Road and Bridges should be thankful to His Excellency instead of trying to deny all these things here. Everything is in place, and that's all I can share for now. Whatever other question you may have, please, you can come up with them.
Okay, if I may, thank you, Honorable Minister. If I may ask, the suspension, is it in alignment or in agreement with the Government of National Unity Peace Agreement? Is it concurring with it, the suspension?
Let me just be very clear here. The national unity government does not mean that whenever you have some issues that are endangering the role of the state government, you need to seek permission in order to suspend someone. We know you may come from a different party, but when we look at the way we operate, we are guided by the rule of law and the way we manage our thing here. So instead of you going further, then we need actually the government, we need to take some step to let you stay a little bit until your problem is solved. So we don't do that. So there should be some consultation that might have been made, but this is the reality here. If, in any case, you did something that is against our laws of Northern Bahr el Ghazal, you may not. We will not just wait until consultation is made to suspend you. By the way, this is not a relieving; it is just a temporary suspension until the whole thing is dealt with.
So when we talk of suspension, is she under investigation now, or what is next? What is going to happen?
The suspension was done about 3 days ago, and then there are procedures going on to look into all that she has done. But actually, the whole thing has been finalized, and then she has actually to serve that period that was given to her.
So is the investigation there or no investigation?
There should be. There should be.
So what next after investigation?
She will be, sometime when you are found, not guilty in most cases, or when there is a consensus that you have not done all of this, then the reinstatement normally happens. You can be reinstated, or you will not, depending with the magnitude of the problem that you have created.
Okay. One more question. In her statement, she denied all the charges that you have leveled against her, that they are not politically motivated, but they are personal, that she has an issue with the governor. And in that statement, she also mentioned that in most occasions, the governor normally pointed at her during the Council of Ministers meeting. So can you confirm?
That's not true. That's not true. Sometimes when you are in a big trouble, you try actually to make sure that you are not on the wrong side, absolutely. So I have been in the Council of Ministers, and I'm the spokesperson of the state government as well, and apart from being a Minister of Information and Communications. So whatever she was saying here is not true. There are so many women ministers here. You can go and approach individually. You can go. You will find the reality from there. So there is nothing called individuals having issues to do. But if I knew that, number one, you took the things without permission, we called you, the governor called you and said, no, this is not a good idea. Again, you went there and then, you do something else. Imagine the commissioners forum that was done here. It is very important. And this was the main business for the state government for 5 good days. She decided not to appear there. She also instructed the DG not to present anything from there. So now a person like this, and he's also a minister, the one who took oath to say that I'm going to serve the people of Northern Bahr el Ghazal in the way that is respectful, not appearing in the public like that. So what do you expect the state governor to do? What do you expect? And you have some roads, road maintenance that are happening from here and there. The issue that she touched about now, the work has been taken away from me. We have to know, you being the state minister, you have to know your boundaries. We have internal roads here. The ones that are in between here, they belong to the municipal city. They are not for her. Her will extend the road that are connecting the counties, and then from the counties all the way to other neighboring states. That is a road. So we have to know our division of work before we overstep our boundaries. So whatever claims she was making is not real. And you can verify all this through other ministers, not me alone.
Yes, just to emphasize what he's saying, what is the relationship, or how is the relation between the governor and his ministers and advisors? How is the relationship?
The relationship has been very good. There is no problems. Issues like, take for example, there are several ministers, of course, that have been warned that, okay, you have done this out of the knowledge. then please next time you cooperate. And they don't take it personal. These are the things, that is why we have the governor. So whenever you go off limit, then you will be advised. These are the third thing now she has done, apart from different things that she has been doing. Now, if she is complaining that, she has been targeted because of being a woman or because, governor has a bad intentions against her, then that is absolutely not true. Our relationship has been very good, including her. She knows exactly what we do here. So our governor is not a dividing figure, he's a unifying figure. And we need actually to show the kind of work that has been given to us by example. It's not about talking from here and there, saying that I might be targeted. We have female ministers. You know them very well, Emmanuel. And there are several others that were brought in. You can still go and verify all that I'm telling you here.
Okay, in your statement before you mentioned that one of the issues why she's suspended is because of insubordination. Can you explain more?
Insubordination, okay. Now, if you are given a task, and you know that our governor is overall authority, and you refuse not to do that work, then how are we going to call that? That is insubordination. We are telling you to do exactly what the government would like to see you doing in your ministry. If you don't do it, like the recent commissioners forum here, you refused not to do. And there were 11 ministers making some presentation, including I. I was part of those individuals that made some presentation. So she entirely refused, instructing the ministry not even to cooperate or show up at that event. So what do you think the governor would do from that? If somebody refuses to go to that place, instructing the DGs not even to cooperate, what do you think the governor would do? The best idea here is to let her sit for some time and then investigation after to see why he's not cooperating.
Maybe last thing from me. Recently, the National Deputy Minister for Agriculture, Lily Albino Kolakol, was here, and she talked of loss of trust misappropriately used. Are we going to account any minister or any official in this government of Northern Baragazal State to similar allegations that now you are giving or telling us? Is any person in the government going to be accounted for any loss, for any misappropriation, or for any misuse of assets meant for the government of Northern Baragazal State?
Thank you, Emmanuel, for asking that question. I remember His Excellency forming the Asset Recovery Committee immediately after assuming office in June last year. Effort to collect whichever tractors that got lost have been going on, and there are some tractors that have been actually identified, and people are working on bringing all these tractors back to Aweil Rise scheme. Now, during Governor Simon Ober's time, of course, we all came in, and there were no assets that were actually supposed to be in our hands as new ministers. So the only asset we may have are from NGOs that have completed their work, and they have to give all this to the state government through the minister responsible. So that is how we get our asset. But for the case of her saying that, there are some tractors that are being sold, and it appears that the governor may have some tractors on his farm and all of that. All these tractors, if you have to go around, you find that a lot of tractors on a different people's farm. That means they are not being owned. They are there actually to do the job, and later on return to the Ministry of Agriculture. So if you happen to find a new tractor on my farm, do not assume that Gabriel Deng has taken a new tractor. So this is just a misunderstanding. The issue that, there are certain things, the governor might have been involved and all of that, those are lame excuses. And that is how I can say, I'm sorry to say that. But this is not the reality here.
But is everybody going to be accounted in case anything happens?
Yes, everyone has to be accounted like what we have done here. So this is the accountability. If you are given things and you are not managing to the expectation of the state government, then the chances is that you will be suspended, investigated, and after this, you may be either kept there until you are relieved in the near future, or being reinstated back to your work. So this is the whole scenario here.
So how long is she going to remain under suspension?
It depends. It depends.
On the investigation.
Yeah, it will depend on the investigation. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Kan tong banyak.
Aweil.